Peace, 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 love, love, love. That's all we should be showing to one another. Love, peace, and compassion. Keep a humble spirit. Stay contrite so you can be apologetic to the Most High Yah whenever you do wrong. And that's what Yah delights in. He delights in a broken spirit and a person who is contrite for their actions, right? With this video, I want to talk about Daniel chapter 2. Now, I do a lot of talking about this on my Facebook, but I never did a video. So I felt like it's about time. Let's do a video and talk about this. And with this video, by no means I want to discredit anyone. I don't want to make anyone feel less of themselves as if they are not coherent enough to understand or they don't have the abilities to break things down. I just want to share what the Most High Yah has laid upon my heart and what He has allowed me to understand, and hopefully it can come across that way and we can learn together. Blessed be the name of Yah. I want to exalt Yah, give Yah His glory, and I want Yah to be esteemed, because with Daniel chapter 2, a lot of people take away the credit from Yah. We're going to talk about that stone and who was that stone. A lot of people take that credit from Yah and they give it to Israel, or they give it to the deity of the New Testament, their Messiah. But with this video, we want to give Yah the credit, and we want to show and bring out that Yah is this stone who's going to fill the earth. Now, I'm going to read from my phone. I got the app on my phone. I'm not going to grab my Bible. My Bible kind of ripped up. My daughter ripped out some pages. It's kind of loppy, floppy, so I don't want to bring that out. So I'm going to use my phone, so I'm going to be looking away, Just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to start at Daniel chapter 2, like I said, and then I'm going to start at verse. I like to start at a particular verse because I like the way this reads out. So I want to start at verse 34, and then it reads, "You watch," talking about Nebuchadnezzar, "you watched while a stone was cut out without hands, which struck the image on its feet of iron and clay, and broke them in pieces." Now we're talking about that stone that was cut out without hands. Who is that, or what is that stone that was cut out? And it was cut from a mountain, right? So who cut it out, and what is this stone? Let's bring it out. Okay, continue at verse 35. "Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were crushed together and became like chaff from the summer's threshing floor. The wind carried them away so that no trace of them was found. And the stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth." See, this is why I said that many people don't give credit to Yah, because they give credit to that stone being cut out and filling the whole earth, as some say is Israel. For Israel should be numbered like the sands of the sea. Can't number it. So we fill the earth, right? Nah, that's not the stone. And some say that it's the New Testament deity. They give credit to that idol. But now I'm giving credit, and I'm exalting and boasting in Yah and letting me know that it's Yah. Yah is that stone. Yah is the stone. It is Yah that was cut out without hands, meaning that nobody can take credit away from Yah for breaking down them dominions that was set up before. The dominion of the head of gold, the dominion of the chest and arms of silver, the dominion of the waist and thighs of bronze, and the dominion of the legs of gold, and also the dominion of the feet and toes, part iron and part clay. Now that stone, Yah has brought himself. Yah has let's say Yah has departed from his holy place. He departed, cut himself out from his holy mountain, and came and crushed these dominions that were set up in Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Yah is that stone that was set up, not Israel, not no other deity. Yah, because we know throughout history that Yah has broken these dominions. He has broken the Babylonians, the gold, the Medes and Persia, right? The chest and arm silver, the Grecians, who are the waist and thighs of bronze, and the iron, the legs, and the feet that's iron and part clay. That is the Amalekite Edomites and the other nations in this world that are in alliances or in allegiance with the Amalekite Edomite. This so-called this so-called Jew, for they fulfill the prophecy of taking upon our heritage and claiming our inheritance, and posing as Judah, one tribe, and posing as fulfilling the comeback of Israel by residing in one part of the land that belongs to us, that they call nowadays Israel. That's who is the iron in that feet of part of the iron and part clay. That's the so-called Jews, but not all of them. The Amalekite Edomite who has dominion, and that's Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. Yah said he will war with them forever, from generation to generation. And we see throughout the book that it always was a person from the line of Amalek warring with Yah and his people. Right? We see with Saul, we see with Esther and Mordecai, that was a Amalekite warring with them and causing trouble. That was a Amalekite prince, not king, prince that Saul spared. Right? So we always see it was a Amalekite from generation to generation, going at it, with Yah's people and Yah. I want to do a little sidebar right quick. This is kind of offshoot. I had a talk with a brother, and I also feel that that Pharaoh that didn't know who Joseph was and brought calamity and rigorous work upon us Israelites, saying that he didn't, he was in fear of us becoming a great army and going against him. I feel like that was also a Amalekite Edomite who had dominion. For Esau was in that empire as well. And Esau was always fighting to become the head of every nation. So there's no way that Pharaoh didn't know who Joseph was when a city is named after Joseph, for an area in Egypt, should I say, is named after Joseph for one of his good deeds that he have did for the Egyptians. It mistakes me right now what exactly it was. But when you read that in Genesis, it'll talk about how they named the part after Joseph. So there's no way that Pharaoh didn't know who Joseph was or who the Israelites were and what they have done to help that Egyptian empire. There's no way. And if you know anything about the Hyksos, research the Hyksos. Talks a great deal about them going into Egypt. So that's why I say that, and the Hyksos is another name for these Edomites. Like they call themselves Masoretes. But these Hyksos is another name for these Edomites. So just look that up. Check that out and get back to me if you get any, you got some great information. Edify me. Edify me. But let's get back to the subject. Like I was saying, Yah is this stone. And now I want to go down and I want to read it now. I want to talk about this one part. Like that first part from 34 to 35 definitely gives clarity and validates that. But I want to go down some more. Let me see. I'm going to go to 41. Nah, okay. I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to 41. Verse 41. Then it says, wherever as you saw the feet and the toes, partly of potter's clay and partly of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. Yet the strength of the iron shall be in it. The strength of the iron shall be in this divided kingdom. This divided kingdom that we are in right now. The Amalekite kingdom. That's why there's so much prejudice. There's so much non-equality. And there's no way that we as so-called blacks, the Hebrew Israelites, can really connect and not be, so disconnected with another nationality in the areas where we are scattered and abroad. Because like it says, this kingdom will be divided. And then it says, yet the strength of the iron shall be in it. Just as you saw the iron mixed with the ceramic clay, and as the toes of the feet were partly iron and partly of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly fragile. As you saw iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another. They will not get along with one another. They can never get too close, and like the bond would never be there, because the iron that we are up under, these other nations, right? For this is a diverse kingdom. These other nations that we are a part of, we can't cling to their beliefs, to their philosophies, to their ways. For Yah told us not to follow the ways of the heathen. So we cannot cling to them. And this is prophecy why we cannot all just get along. To quote the famous quote, can we all just get along? Well, this is why, because in this divided, diverse kingdom, in this fourth, like in this kingdom of man, this fourth kingdom, right? Because it's just an extension from the iron leg, right? So we still in the fourth kingdom. It's not a fifth kingdom, the kingdom that's partly iron and partly clay. It's just an extension of the iron that's in the legs, right? It's just an extension, even though Yah has most definitely conquered the Roman kingdom of legs, right? Because we don't see it in powers of that, what's his name, that like Caesar had, right? We don't see that kind of leadership and power coming from Rome. But we know that the Amalekite Edomite, which dwells in every kingdom, right? He is exhausting his power and his dominion, because he is with the Amalekite Edomite is within every nation. And he is in charge of the resources, the finances, making decisions, posing, looking like a Roman, looking like a Chinese or a Moabite, looking like an Italian, or looking like these other nations that has this power, this authority, or even those who don't have power and authority. Esau is still within that nation, blending, and has dominion of that nation. He makes it hard on that nation because he has the power right now. The Amalekite Edomite been in control since about, how long you have now? About 100 years. So that's fulfilling this Daniel chapter 2. So what I'm trying to get at is that this stone is now working on this feet kingdom. It's partly iron and part clay. And we see what Yah is doing with this COVID, what Yah is doing with the dollar, what Yah is doing with other nations, what Yah is doing with the world, where the clay is located, the clay being that so-called black Afro-Hebrew Aramaic Israelites, right? I say Aramaic because if you do some study and research, you will see that Abraham was of Aramaic descent because he crossed over from Ur which is an Aramaic country, right? Syrian country, right? And that's our father. We come from Abraham. So that's why I say Aramaic, Hebrew, Israelite. Hebrew because we crossed over. Well, he crossed over and we crossed over too. Being slaves crossing over to another region or country that's not ours. But this kingdom of part iron and part clay is being conquered now. And that stone is hitting it. It's Yah. It's not us Israelites on these corners and studying and a lot of us having YouTube channels, or a lot of us, whatever deeds that we're putting in, that's not what's crushing this kingdom. What's crushing this kingdom is Yah breaking it down, because the Amalekite Edomite knows that his rulership is up. His time is up. So he's doing anything and everything possible to prolong it. And you have various scriptures that connect this all together. So that stone is Yah. Give Yah his diligence. Give Yah his credit. That stone is Yah. Yah is breaking down these kingdoms. Where we are located. Yah is breaking down that nation. So until Yah does this and fulfills this Daniel chapter 2, and then Yah delivers, once Yah break down all these kingdoms, in this last kingdom that he's working on, the iron and the clay, and break down the Amalekite, Edomite, and these other nations from their power and their wicked plan that they have, right? You see what they're doing to us. Once Yah conquers that, and then Yah is going to bring Israel back. And then Yah is going to fill the whole earth with his knowledge of who he is, the anointed King Yah. And they will exalt, praise, and come and worship him as scripture tells them to. That these other nations have to come before Yah and honor him on these holy days once a year. Or these nations that's mixed in with us, living among us, will come before Yah and praise and worship Yah every Sabbath and every new moon. Give their offerings. So Yah will fill the earth. Yah will be that mountain. The mountain of Yah will be that mountain to fill the whole earth and fulfill this Daniel chapter 2. And he did it with just a stone. He came down himself. He's doing it himself. Just a stone. Yah showing off his power, his strength, his arm. Yah's strength. His strength, he just using a stone. He ain't even bringing this whole mountain to crush these people. It's just a stone. Just think about that. It's just a stone. It's a little stone that he's throwing from up top, coming down with so much velocity and force, and it's crushing these kingdoms. That's how strong the Most High Yah is. And that's what Yah is doing. Yah is that stone. Pardon me if I was everywhere with this video. A lot is on my mind. I had a beautiful Shabbat. I keep the solar lunar Shabbat, right? And it fell on a Friday. Thursday the moon let me know Shabbat was coming. And I kept Shabbat this Friday. When the sun rises, kept the Shabbat. And it ends, at nightfall. And I decided to do this video. So it's had a lot on my mind, a lot of studying and other things, but let's give Yah his credit. And blessed be the name of Yah. Everybody have a blessed day. Keep your heart circumcised, humble, and stay contrite with the Most High. Be apologetic. Don't be prideful and arrogant. You're going to do wrong. You're going to say some wrong things. But the fear of Yah, right? The fear of Yah will always get the Most High Yah to get behind you. So stay contrite, stay humble, and stay boastful in Yah, in his doings, in the things that Yah does, what he delights in. He delights in righteous things, ruling righteously. He delights in doing things in an order that is beneficial to all people who seek righteousness and not out of wickedness. Peace, everybody. Love, love.